Okay. Hello, dear friends. Good morning. Such a beautiful, beautiful morning. It's a really good, beautiful morning. And it's a white Christmas with snows everywhere, all covered in front of my eyes. And we, we are stuck here. And we cannot move. This is the second day. We cannot go away. Later on, I will show you some of the snow here. So I have a cup of hot tea. This is not tea. I didn't bring tea. Usually when we go to ski place, there is hot water. There is tea or coffee, and this place has cinnamon tea, so I do not like too strong tea. So I started to drink apricot jam with hot water, and then my fig and blackberry jam with hot water, and then chestnut paste with hot water. And we are at the end of our stay, and also we are extending 2 more days, so we have not much food. Still, we will not be hungry, we will not starve, but not as usually as home with so many choices. So I am drinking a cup of maple syrup. I was just talking in Canada this year. Canada has started to use, has opened up, released strategic preserve of national strategic preserve of maple syrup. That's a quite important thing because of the lack of production. So it is snow. What do we do? I started to make YouTube short video, YouTube shorts, and a very welcoming result is that immediately I got a lot of subscribers go. And I have heard that YouTube shorts is a channel killer. So so it's okay. And if I do not deserve to stay on YouTube, I am absolutely okay with it. And I can live my life. I can always make a video. I can always talk. And no matter people listening to me or not, it's for myself anyway. And so I was listening, search online. Luckily, we have internet still on and power still on. We are very lucky. The other day there was no power. Today we are good. So I listened. I watched some of your comments, and I remember there was one friend said, "Do you write stories?" And I did write stories, and I have wrote some stories, and it was quite a kind of a hit. At that time, it was a blog with my friends, and a lot of people likes to read it. So I was thinking maybe I should make up some story. So I opened up a video how to write stories, the important things of story making, building up the plot or something, and about the character. So the hero or heroine of the story is myself. You already know me, and so it's not so much about building character, it's about building a plot. And I have written down, copied. I listened to the video, 6 minutes video, and copied down what that teacher wrote. Writing novel is like attending, generating a story idea. I was thinking it is snow, so let's talk about snow. My experience with snow, with cold, with winter, and all these stories, and create a character, and then create a plot, and then tighten up and clean up the story. So have a basic or good structure, starting from a terrible start. Terrible trouble, a lot of trouble to start, and then try to solve the problem. And however you solve it, you just cannot solve it. You make things even worse. Second step. And the third step is that you become hopeless. There is just no way you can turn it around. And the last step, you learn from this. This becomes your learning experience, and you become a hero. The hero grows, growing out of it. So we will follow this structure. Let's start my story.
Hello, dear friends. Good afternoon. Such a beautiful, beautiful afternoon. Here I am sitting in my car, and I put the chair a little bit climbing down so that I am more comfortable. Let's continue to tell this story. And a little bit different is that it's not about a story, meeting problem, becoming a hero. Not about that. It's a true life story, and everything happens in our life has a meaning to make us a little bit different from we have not yet experienced that. So as I was talking about the Sihu Dahab maple syrup, we will keep on with this thread, and also I still have this snow scenery as background. So it's definitely good to talk about something that happened in a place that is cold, that is warm inside, which is Canada. So about 25 years ago, I was a student, full-time student in Paris. My husband and I, my boyfriend at that time and I had a travel to America. And I think we landed maybe in New York somewhere. And then we drove all the way to California. It was such a fascinating, beautiful, free, great country. So we were thinking, this is such a wonderful place. Maybe we should come here and try to live here. And I just finished my course and planning for the next year. And we were in the moment of looking for a new life. So 1 month later, we traveled here again. Anyway, we went back to France and talked with some other friends who had visited America. And one of the friends gave a lead. You can find a job there. So we came back again 1 month later, the second time to America. And this time we had 1 or 2 weeks stay here, and we got a job. And they asked if you can work here. That was the .com boomer time. Could you work next week? We were shocked. My husband, my boyfriend at that time, he was shocked. How can we come here to work from another continent, from France to here in 1 week? So anyway, we had something like 2 weeks or 3 weeks time, and then we landed here, came here back again. So this is the third time we entered America, and we stayed there ever after. We came from Paris, and because of the visa, because of the procedure, because of a lot of things, we had to go to Canada from Montreal. Not Montreal. We went to Montreal, but we had to go from Toronto. And we first landed in some place in Montreal because French speaking, and we planned to visit that area. And there was one day we were driving from Montreal to Quebec, something like it. And the city of Quebec, Montreal, Quebec. And on our way, my husband, he already became my husband at that time, he found something from a tourist guidebook. There was a maple syrup production. And he knew about maple syrup, and he grew up with maple syrup, so he knew how to do it. And we actually had tried boil the maple syrup and throw to the snow, and then we eat the maple syrup, a frozen maple syrup, something like it. So on our way to visit Quebec from Montreal, in those area, French-speaking area, we stopped by in a place to see maple syrup production or just a tourist attraction. So we went there. In the middle of the mountain, there was a little wood shed, and we entered. There was a big oven, what do we call, 火炉子, chimney or oven, and some wood table. And on the table, there was a bottle of maple syrup, and coffee, tea, and condiment, and this and that. We were hungry, driving too long, so we wanted to have something to eat. And I forgot what we ordered. Maybe breakfast, maybe something, maybe some simple meal. But anyway, I end up, I drink tea, and my husband drank coffee. And we want to have something sweet, put some sugar or put something, but we could not find the sugar. And on the table there is a bottle of a small, beautiful, that maple syrup kind of bottle. So we got to understand. I think the service person told us that was the sugar. You can put sugar in coffee, you can put sugar in tea, but here you put maple syrup in your coffee and maple syrup in your tea. And maple syrup was expensive. I was a poor student. In Paris, I lived such a poor life. And we ate food. I didn't die, but it just we do not have any money to have luxury tourist life. So we ordered something, and then I start to put some maple syrup in the tea. I think it's a black tea, red tea, black tea, and it was very good. And then my husband put some in his coffee, and it was very good. And to my surprise, it was free. It was just a condiment. So I kept on putting in my coffee. And as we were enjoying it, I put a lot. I am the person who do not have a control. When I want something, I just do not have a break. I do not have a stop. I will keep on eating, having. So I put so much. A few minutes later, the door opened. There came a guy. Comes the moment, comes the guy. This guy came, white hair, white beard, big, huge beard. It's exactly like Santa Claus. And I remember when we arrived, it's a couple of days before Halloween. So it's December 27, 28, 29, around that time. And with a big Canadian boots, Canadian cowboy boots, and a Canadian shirt, a plaid or Scotch, or that kind of 横横竖竖格子的 that Canadian shirt. And he came and sit down in front of our table. Bonjour, comment allez-vous? And he speaks French. And we started chatting with him. And we said, the food is good, this place is good, we enjoy it so much. And he looked at the table, and half of the bottle of maple syrup is already dumped into my tea. And he said, Tu as mangé tout ça? So you drink so much? And I said, I'm sorry, it is so good. And he said, well, that's good because you like it. And I like when people like it. But I felt so ashamed. Nobody see me because only the two of us was in the restaurant. That guy was not yet coming. So I drank so much. Oh, I put so much because it's free. And I feel so embarrassed and so ashamed at that moment when half of the bottle was gone. Anyway, so that's the story of this time. From that time on, I start to be cautious. And there is no eyes in front of you. There is no supervision in front of you. But we always need to have a supervision in our heart. Do not get too much. It's embarrassing. They are good, but it's embarrassing. I feel so embarrassed. And from then on, I think I do care a little bit better. Well, there are times I still, every time I go back to Beijing, go back to my family, my sister, they always tell me, you do not finish them all. You do not get the food first, something like it. But still, I am much better than it in not taking other people's kindness overboard. And that's the story. That's quite a boring story, but I just want to speak it out. There is a pair of eyes in the heaven. We do things with grace, with respect, and with the right amount of moderation. That is a rule I have to put in my life. Now, I usually do not need this rule because I'm old. I am no longer so craving. I do not have that much desire as when I was young. When I was young, I was craving for food, just craving for food. In the middle of the night, in student dormitory, I boil some hot water, put a drop of sesame oil, put 1 spoon of soya sauce, and drink that, and was craving, so hungry, always so hungry. And now I think age is a very good thing. Getting old makes us less passionate, less craving, less eager, and make us a little bit more graceful looking. Anyway, that is it. If the story stops here, it's kind of it's already boring. It is even more boring. But as I thought about this, I actually searched. I still remember that place is called Sucrerie de la Montagne, Mountain Sugary, Sucrerie de la Montagne. And I remember this name from the first time because de la Montagne, this is such a beautiful and easy to remember word, Sucrerie de la Montagne. I just cannot forget that name. And yesterday, just a couple of days ago, I searched online and I found them. They are still there. So 25 years ago, that patron, I think his name is Pierre or someone, he was like an old man, like a Santa, and still I can see his picture here. So I am so happy he's living happily. Not because of me that they went bankrupt. And their generosity did not damage their business. I think because of their generosity, they are enjoying even a more booming business. They have a gift shop, they have shipping online, and they have order to take away. Looks very tempting. Sucrerie de la Montagne in Quebec, the Quebec region near between Montreal and Quebec. Anyway, I hope they have very good business, and I hope that Santa Claus guy, that patron, stay healthy and good forever, ever strong, forever good, and kindness, generosity will bring them great prosperity. Thank you very, very much. I love you. I really do. Do. And it's my time to go back to work.